Breaking news now. Dayton's police chief speaks out after a suspect jumps to his death.
Investigators say 20-year-old Kaylin English broke the window of a police cruiser on Saturday and then leapt from the Salem Avenue bridge. Holly Samuels just finished up a news conference with the chief. She is live with the new details we've just learned. Holly?
This press conference just wrapped up in the last few minutes, and this was with Police Chief Richard Biehl, who explained what happened the night that Kaylin English died. I want to show you some video from that night. This all happened Saturday, about 9 o'clock, a little after. Chief Biehl was telling us that Kaylin English had been arrested for an attempted burglary earlier that night, that the officer took him to the jail and he began beating his head against the wall. So they took him to the hospital and they were on their way back to the jail, and that is when Kaylin English made his break for it. He made a comment to the officer which was caught on tape, where he asked the officer, "Do you believe that you go to heaven if you kill yourself?" And it was just moments after that that he started beating on the back window. And Chief Biehl talks a little bit about how fast this all happened.
The officer does not get the car stopped about 10 seconds after you hear that first thump, and literally 5 seconds later, he basically is coming on the air, making an utterance, and then contacting dispatch and saying he's on the bridge, he's calling for help.
Now, officers say they did speak with English's mother that night, who said that he had a history of depression and self-harming behavior. He was beating on that back window with his head. Officers say he broke through that window within seconds, and as the officer said, quote, he made a swan dive, like a no-hand swan dive, off of the Salem Avenue bridge. Now, right now, that officer, Officer Alex McGill, is on administrative leave. This should only last for today. He has a couple days off, and then he will be back in service on the streets. Officers tell us that English was not wearing a seatbelt. He was handcuffed behind his back, not wearing a seatbelt, which is against police department policy. At this point, this is all being investigated. This could take a few weeks, but officers are asking for any witnesses to this incident to step forward to help them with the investigation. For now, reporting live in Dayton, Holly Samuels, 2 News on your side.